Hey guys, welcome to Computer Science with Mr. Green. I am Vishu Gamble and in this video I am going to show you how to create, configure and install your new virtual machine in Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. In the last two videos I showed you how to download and install VirtualBox Manager, and I walked you through the user interface of Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager, like where all the settings are. So in this video we are going to create a new virtual machine, but before that, I forgot to show you this awesome feature of Oracle VM VirtualBox. Like you can see, I have few virtual machines here. So these are unorganized. These are just there, so I can organize them using the grouping feature of Oracle VM VirtualBox. You can click on machine and go to group, and you can first rename the group. I will rename this as Linux VMs, and you just have to drag and drop the virtual machines into the group. As you can see, just drag and drop, and then you can collapse this, and let us make one more group for, oh, this needs to go in here. Select the base, like select the virtual machine and select group, rename this as Windows VMs, and just drag and drop. So now that we have grouped our operating system, let's create another one. Click on new, or you can go to machine, select new. Now we are going to install Ubuntu 14.04. So you can just type Ubuntu, and the IntelliSense will directly take the type and version. Like if you type Windows, it will take Windows 764-bit. But if you type Windows Server, oh, it's not taking. There's an option for Windows Server. No, there is not. I thought there was. So if you type Fedora, it will take Fedora. If you type Linux, it will take the basic Linux. There are various Debian versions: Fedora, Ubuntu, Oracle, other Linux. If you're not sure, just select other Linux. And since we are going to install Ubuntu 14.04, it will directly by default choose this as 64-bit because I have installed a 64-bit version of Oracle VM VirtualBox. Click on next. This is where you select the RAM of your virtual machine. Let us give it 2 GB of RAM. Click on next. If you already have an existing virtual hard disk, that is VDI file, you can directly attach the VDI and then you won't have to install it. But since we are creating a new virtual machine, I am assuming that you don't have a VDI, so we'll select the create a virtual hard disk. Now you can also select this and manually add the virtual hard disk later. So we'll just select this option, click on create. It will ask you the type of the hard disk that you want. The default is VDI. You can choose VMDK, you can also choose VHD. I always go with VDI. Click on next. Now it will ask you how should the hard disk be allocated, like should it be dynamically allocated or should it be fixed size. Now fixed size is like take it will take longer to create, but like it will be very fast because you already have defined the size of the hard disk and you can't change it later. But I always choose dynamically allocated because I'm not sure if I'm going to add data into the virtual machine, and if I choose fixed size and I cross the limit, then I have to create a new hard disk and add it and then add new data to it. So I always choose dynamically allocated. This is where you will put your virtual hard disk in on your base operating system. By default it will go to this option, VirtualBox VirtualBox VMs, Windows VMs, Ubuntu 14.04. You can also navigate and put it somewhere else. Always remember it will take around 10 to 15 GB of your hard disk space, so make sure you have enough space on your hard disk, and just select save. Give the size of the hard disk, but don't keep it as 8 GB, because your operating system will take around 5 to 6 GB. So just for being on the safe side, keep it as 16. If you're installing Windows, just keep it as 32. And the point you should keep in mind is you are not allocating 16 GB of hard disk, because we have selected dynamically allocated. So the size of the hard disk will keep on increasing as you keep on adding the data or installing software inside your virtual machine. So if I look at 16 GB, this doesn't mean that 16 GB of my hard disk space is like allocated for the virtual hard disk. It only means that it can take up to 16 GB, but it will not, because I'm just going to install the operating system. So click on create, and there you are, your new operating system has been created. Now you need to do some changes before you start it, because we haven't specified the ISO file that we are going to use. So there's no bootable CD drive, and so you can't install anything. Let me put this here. It should go under Linux VMs. So select the VM that you just created, click on settings. Now you can change the settings here, and you can change the processor. Like I can give it up to two processors. Acceleration is enabled. I can enable 3D acceleration. I can change the video memory, and this is the most important step after you create an operating and virtual machine. Go to storage, select the hard CD drive, and click on this small icon and select the ISO file. Since we are going to install Ubuntu, let us select an Ubuntu. I have all the ISO files here. I don't have Ubuntu, so I can't see the Ubuntu ISO file. Oh, I'm inside Windows. So let me go back, select Linux OS, and select Ubuntu 14.04 desktop. Click on open, and ISO file is loaded. You can see the location here, you can see the size. Click on OK. One more thing, just keep your network as bridge, and I will explain this to you later in the next videos. So at the moment, just keep it as bridge instead of NAT, and click on OK. So now that we have selected the optical drive for this virtual machine, it's time to start the virtual machine. I will break this video into two parts, because it is going to take around 20 minutes, and I have already crossed 8 minutes. So in the next video I will go through the installation process. Thank you for watching.